DJ House Thing, Sanducano Special.
evening, folks. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Hopefully, we will be doing well here with our audio tonight. I hope so. I mean, I can't control these technology issues from time to time. I can do my best, but safety. Please stay safe. It's very important that we all pray for each other and we stay safe. It's very important. Because you're driving, and I'm talking about safety. I don't do gun safety because I have no idea about guns. I only do cars safety. So don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. We love you. One of the important things sometimes is that most people don't even realize how much they're loved. God loves you first of all, and then we, the brothers and sisters, the parents, we love you. So please stay safe out there. And I'd like for you to come out here and call me names. The other kids call me names. The other day I went at him. That's what I want. Please. But I don't want to hear bad news about you. And I don't want you to hear bad news about me either. So the best thing I can do is to be on my knees and pray for safety, pray for God guidance, and pray that God will continue to bless all of us. Let us also pray for our country and pray for the leadership of the country. My God. That's what I said. I said, I pray to my God. Okay? So stay safe. Do well. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, welcome on this Monday afternoon. I'm going to be doing a lot of schematics and drawing and stuff that I hear tonight. Like I said, I'm trying my best to stay away from liberal politics for a while. And since the president, Dr. Weir, and his people decided they want to do this road highway from the Rawlsville airport to Earthworm Junction, and then I'm trying to find out. I have not seen any of their drawings. I've not seen any of their design. But I'm trying to find out how are they going to do this. It's very interesting. So most of the things that I'm going to be showing you, I'm pretty much based on my own roadway design experience when you doing a multi-faction type road. I hope this road they're going to do is going to involve bicycle. It's going to involve people, pedestrian. It's going to involve handicap. So all of those things, these are things if you're designing as a designer, you must take into consideration because they are very important. Because while you think that you just the car these days they call it multi-faction road nowadays, where most people are heavily involved into design. We incorporating the bike lane. They're very important nowadays, especially those of us that live here in California. When you do work in enough of you, if you do work on in District 1, please, all of you, the grade on the DI, they have to be bike specific. You can just take a grade from Toyota and put it to the you say that junk from him. While you're constructing the road, the people riding their bike, and when they get to the construction area, they take their bike and put it in their shoulder and walk. When they pass, they ride again. You got people riding for 2-3 days. So they take this bike business serious. And so as a designer, you have to take that into consideration. And so they're giving us guiding. The federal government have provided guidance on how to do about guidance based on testing of different type of material, a different type of scenario that involve bike, cars, and things like that. So we're going through that. And I'm hoping that this major highway, because the president himself stated that he wants this thing to be modern. And you can't do modern without involving bike. You can't do modern, especially Liberia. One of the interesting things when I went to Liberia that I was looking at, I was like, maybe we're still behind on this one. We're just coming from Civil War. We have a bunch of amputees over there, okay, handicap all over, but yet still the street of Monrovia, they are not handicap friendly. The buildings of Monrovia, they are not handicap friendly. They are not even Samson told with his big stomach friendly anyway. Because some of the places you go, there's no elevator. Are you kidding me? With that kind of stomach, you want me to climb 4 or 5 steps? What's wrong with you? No, but on a very serious note, so when you're doing these kinds of major design, you're going to have to take that into consideration. And I don't believe the company, I will continue to say that this company that was selected, I don't believe they took that into consideration. Okay, because if you listen to Sir Joseph, Honorable Senator Sir Joseph, who I just found out lately that I'm related to this guy, a long way. But you never know. That's why you don't put your mom people, because you never know when you and somebody will be related. You gotta take time how you talk to people, because the people you talk to today, if you talk to them back tomorrow, you find out they're your relative. When you say now, and I want something to when I come out here. This is a platform. I don't just throw words out there. I'm gonna criticize, but I must do it with responsibility. I must criticize with sincerity. I must criticize with facts of what I know. Because tomorrow, if anybody come and say, "But Mr. Toyi says so," I say, "Yeah, I did that, but should be able to stand publicly and defend myself without being embarrassed." And that's why I don't throw words around. Words that will hurt people. I don't do that. But anyway, let's go on. So tonight I'm going to be showing you. I'm trying my best to stay away from Liberian politics, even though I'm a political junkie. But I try to stay away from that for now. So I will concentrate on this road network, and I will try to show you different future, safety feature, design feature, so that when you see when they're doing their road layout, I'm not even too sure if they're going to do it. It's going to be interesting to find out how they're going to do this. Okay, so it's going to be very interesting. Because the president have already told us this is going to be a modern highway, and I'm going to be on this. So if you don't want to watch Samson Tow and Roadway Business, you can just go click and you're out. It's no two-way street about it. But those of you that are going to stay with us, we say we thank you very much. We appreciate it, and we pray that our audio situation will be good tonight, and so that we'll give you more information. Let's start the program. Samson Tow, LeBron Public Radio. I'm not too comfortable in the chair here, folks. So, okay, when I go to commercial, how do you even get my commercial? Okay, well, I know Evangelist will give me again, but let him. So, but anyway, let me go on. The show itself, as usual, President of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected. 61.5% of the electorate of Liberia said this is the man we want. That's Dr. Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, folks. Don't forget. That is the president. That's our president. A young man too, very energetic. Our president. And okay, our president. Let me just put it that way. By the way, that's Dr. Weah. And then I'm going to give you a video now, a video which I will continue to play every time that I come on air, because this video for me is signified that Dr. Weah, from all indications, that he's serious about the road connectivity in Liberia. Now, I keep saying it. He can only propose the policy. He can put the policy in place and say, this is what I want. That's how it's supposed. But he cannot implement the technical side of it. And those who are responsible to implement the technical side of it, they're not giving me any kinds of reason to believe that they have the ability. Now, let me rephrase that. They do educationally, they have the ability. But in terms of applying whatever is supposed to be for this role and things like that, either they don't want to enforce the rules, or they just wanted to go build it anyway. That's, and the next generation going to worry about it. But if that's the case, then it's flawed, and then you're not sincere. That's how I'm approaching this. Okay, so let's watch this video. That's President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah. Now let's watch Dr. Weah during the election when he was walking in the mud. And this is one of the major highways in Liberia, folks. And I hope Dr. Weah is watching so that he will be able to remind himself that at one point he himself, when it was raining, when road got cut up, He had the experience already. So he should be someone who would say, don't tell me something. I know. I will work on it. And this is why I'm continuing to play this video, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public. Let's watch.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you so you can hold. Yeah, we won't hold the stage. No, I don't need shoulder roll. I need my stick. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
There you have it. That's President Dr. Weah walking in the mud. Somewhere, I believe this place have to be in Lofa. Don't quote me on it. But somewhere in Lofa. But in fact, it could rain Town, folks. Because if it rain Town, call up too. So it's no big difference. So anyhow, that's Dr. Weah during the election walking in the mud of the Republic of Liberia, on one of the major highway when it rains, and the rain coming again, folks. So it did it last year. It's not done. And you heard Senator Cooper the other day. If it rain, our brothers and sisters, they're cut off. How long can these people deal with situations? Is it just going to be part of their daily activities or yearly activities? Every time it rains, okay, just sit down. It shouldn't be like that, because it's costing the government of the Republic of Liberia, whether I believe it or not, because the economic viability of these counties, that's supposed to be doing here and there, they're not moving around. Anyway, let's move on. Like I said, I'm going to stay away from politics for a while, so let's move on. I'm now going to go to, Dr. Weah now going to tell us. Mr. Toe, he says, thank you very much. Mr. Toe, he says, don't thank me. I'm the President of the Republic of Liberia, but don't thank me. Don't be thinking if I do anything on the road connection business, because that's my job. I'm supposed to do it. If anything, he said, Mr. Toe, I'm supposed to be thanking you, the Liberian people, for giving me the opportunity to do what I love to do. Paraphrasing Samson. You remember what's the Alan Shea got in trouble for paraphrasing Donald Trump like that? Well, why not? I'm having fun here, folks. Let's listen in as Dr. Weah will tell us now what exactly he's talking about. Let's listen. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio.
This is the right thing to do. Our country, it doesn't matter how many homes we got here, if no roads to connect, it's not completed. So I am happy with my road projects. From the capital to the hinterland, I will continue with the road projects. Anyone that will come after me will find something else to do. But I think that Liberia, being the first African Republic, also needs a road network. And this is what we're doing. You don't need to tell me that my responsibility. I need to thank you for making me to serve the country. This is the right thing to do. Our country.
This is the right thing to do. You don't need to thank me. I need to thank you for giving me the opportunity. Dr. We are saying it to us now. Here is where I continue to part company with Dr. Weir and his people. As I lay out to you earlier, just a few minutes ago, that Dr. Weir for me is like somebody who put out the policy. And those who are responsible in the technical area that's supposed to implement the policy. The video that I'm going to play you now is the video that it does not give me good feeling that these people have the ability to carry out effectively the policy of connecting Liberia from one point to another. Anyone can connect. You can put in any kind of road. You call it road. 2 feet wide, you call it road. It's a road. But is this something that you can put in for the majority of the people to drive on? And if you've been studying, like I have, been looking at public work, work in terms of road and things like that, there are a few places in Monrovia that, as a designer and as a construction person, that I can go on and say, okay, I'm not quite on board with this, but I can live with it. One of the street is the Somali Drive. It's durable. It's strong. Let's put it that way. But I don't like the drainage system they put in there. I don't like that, especially being an urban area. And you have an open ditch. You're asking for trouble. Let them go ice people in Surin Wayne. Let them go ice the people that have that open channel back in the 70s. How's that open channel working now? It's filled out. You don't have people to maintain that. And therefore, you don't do open channel in an urban area like that. First of all, you're inviting mosquito, which will carry a lot of malaria around. Okay? The safety of our people will be a peril because of that kinds of stuff. So for me, I really do not like open channel, because open channel is something that you do somewhere in the rural area. And you don't just do the open channel in the rural area. Usually you put grass and things like that. So as the water percolate through the grass then slow the water. Some of it soak the water in, and by the time the water gets to the ditch, it's not as much as it's supposed to be. The volume is not, it has been reduced. But if you put an open channel in Monrovia, 6 months of raining, what do you think the people that live around the open channel, what are they going to do? They wash their dishes, they throw the water out there. Okay? They take bath, they throw the water out there. They wash their car, they throw the water out there. Baby diaper, go in. Before you look, the place, it's crowded. The water is not moving much. Okay? And that's why you don't want to do open channel, because if you do a closed channel, okay, you will be forced to put a DI, a drainage inlet, where you will put grate over that. So all of the dirt that coming in, it will be like a sifter. Only water and small particle go through. But the rest of the heavy things stay over the grate. And then you have people come in, clean the grate, and throw those things away. But if you have open channel, and you expect people to, you don't even have a vac truck in Monrovia. When I was there, I didn't see public work with vac truck. You know what a vac truck is? One of those big trucks they put down with a tube, and then the vacuum, just a vacuum cleaner, suck all the thing out. I didn't see it. So that's the, but besides that, the road, Somali road is good. I have no issue with it. Okay, so, but anyway, as I was saying, now let me show you now. These people here, this other group. The attacks to build around red light area, and they're almost 75% done. And then they find out that they do have a light pole in the middle of their construction. Now, if somebody who it's supposed to, and the minister himself, standing there, confirming, yes, there's LIPO in a way, you would think the minister would be screaming from the top of the building. And you want me to pay you? You can't identify LIPO before time. Now you tell, I'm not going to pay you. You find way for that LIPO to be done before I bring my president up there. I can't bring my president up there until you tell me that LIPO is no longer there. Why you want me to tell the president? You were supposed to identify these things before. But it wasn't like that. He went along with it. But in fact, if you listen to it, I'm going to play it. The contractor threw the minister on the bus to say, yeah, we had a discussion with the minister, and the minister, in a sense, the minister is quite aware of it. And then Dr. Weah turned to the minister, so the LIPO in a way, the minister, yeah, the LIPO in a way. Samson, I'm telling you, folks, sometimes I enjoy myself. But these things shouldn't be happening. These things shouldn't be happening because the minister himself, he's also an engineer. He has an engineering degree from the University of Liberia. So he's very smart. That's one thing. Most of these people are highly intelligent, smart people. If you listen to them, he's like, wow, my goodness. But why are they behaving like that? Is it because they're in Liberia? Why are they behaving like that? They see minister right now, if you're taking out of Monrovia and bringing him somewhere in the diaspora, he will do very well. Very well. And he will obey the rules. As an engineer, he's going to follow through. You're not going to have something like this here. Let me play the video. Listen to the end. I'm at the end. The judge, Dr. Weah himself. Why I keep calling Dr. Weah, forgive me, President of the Republic of Liberia. Why I keep calling your first name? Oh my goodness, it's not going well. Dr. Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia. Okay, but anyway, let me play this video and listen why when Dr. Weah asks, so the LIPO in a way say yes. Watch this.
Road embankment, we have this. The most important part is the pavement, which is the placement of the asphalt base course, which is what we're looking at now. We've gone 1.3 kilometers. So it means we have 7 more kilometers to finish with the first 2. Then our concentration will be on the intersection, which is the red light intersection, where we have possibly overpass that we have on our side. And then following that, the concentration will go on the next 4 kilometers, which is from the red light and the LFA junction. For that one, towards the end of this month, we start to compensate the project affected person. We start to pay them, and then when they clear, we start up the work. Overall, we look at the work being completed within 2 years because of the urban nature that we have. But I think the minister will relate concerning the level of challenges that we have. Like for example, in terms of the light poles, all right? Because in some instances, we have some light poles there, so that is a potential, issue that will delay, us. But we've been working with LEC in terms of that.
Potential, my foot. You got problem, dude? LIPO in the way. You can't make it. Don't tell me potential, my foot. You got LIPO in the way, dude. You that was something you should have taken care of. Long time ago. That should have been taken care of. You didn't do it. Now you're telling me potential. Ain't nothing potential about it. It's going to happen. You're going to be delayed. Because LEC is not going to rush themselves. First thing. So even if they say they want to rush, do they have the equipment to immediately shut down everything in that area? Why are you behaving like this? And these are people that are supposed to carry out the complex design, complex construction, such as Rawa International Highway. Let me go on. That's going to be my subject matter here tonight. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Here we go. Okay. I hope you guys heard it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making it up, folks. I'm not making it up. They're almost done. You telling you, so the LIPO in the way? Yeah, the LIPO in the way. I'm not making it up. But anyway, so this is the highway. The Liberian government now going to make this Rawafi highway, make that into 4 lane, 2 going, 2 coming. money, they say. And interestingly, they want to electrify the entire highway. Now, electrifying a roadway is not the same as electrifying a house. You have to have spacing of light poles. And I told you guys here the last time, the spacing depends on the height of the pole, and it also depends on the lobe of the pole of the light aluminum itself. As it comes down, the shining part, where does it hit? Where does it stop? And then the other one come in and have like a circle. Comes, how do you call it? I think if I can not the term of it. I'm not even gonna fight. I'm not an English person anyway. Forget it. But anyway, it's gonna coincide. Subset. Yeah, we go. Samson told, well, yeah, but my man, Samson told you still get it, but your brain's too fast. I thought you're gonna forget it. No, subset, if you don't mind. But anyway, that's based on a very serious. So when you space the lighting like that, okay. The interesting thing now is that how these light poles are gonna be positioned. Are they gonna be in the middle, medium, along the highway, or are they gonna be on the side of the highway? That's going to be interesting, because if you do the medium, then most of the outside lane might not be illuminated as much as you would like. If you do the inside, same thing. However, the height of the light pole itself can help you resolve that. But the higher the pole, the issue you're going to have is the wing. And the structure engineer should be able to help you, because the wind going to be blowing the poles. So how do you tighten them before they topple over? Because now you have a slender. I don't want to touch that, because that structure, I don't want to touch it. But I'll just tell you a little bit. Slender. Okay, slender. The civil people among us, they know what I'm talking about. But now you're going to have a wind blowing this thing up and down. How do you fasten that so it does not topple over? Okay, but those are the kinds of stuff that these people need to turn this design over to of other engineer peer review. Let people look at these things. Let people, before you look, not put lipo over the 2 days, little things start blowing, falling down, hurting people while they're driving. Lipo falling because they didn't put the proper screws on there that would be able to fasten the base correctly. But if you have engineers, structure engineer, roadway engineer, review these things, and they will point it out to you, the flaw, the fault, and all these, they will question these people. Not that they want to redesign it, they're not going to waste your time. But at least they will look at it and say, okay, this thing is durable, or this is not. You're putting this roadway on. Do you have area where you have a maintenance the vehicle pulled out? You know, on the highway when you're driving a long distance like that. Why is something happening? Those people that the maintenance are supposed to be cleaning these things, where do they park their car? Not on the shoulder. You're going to have to give them room for their own safety. So all of these things have to be involved. They're not just, don't come dancing here because, doctor, we are going to put road from here to there to, that's not all to it. There's much, much more involved. But because you don't understand it, and so you think this is it. Far from it. Look at Kakata Montreal Highway. Do you see anything over there showing case car breakdown? Where do they go? No shoulder. No, just recently, the police chief telling people now they should be using the safety feature of the highway. They shouldn't be using. But when I was there in Montreal, when I was going back to Grand we got to a spot. The guy was telling me, "Oh, a car broke down ahead of." I said, "How do you know?" He said, "Look at the leaves. The people cut the branches of the tree and put them leaves and roll them up and put them, separate, like space them, and you see then you say that there's a broke car ahead of you that is not working, breaking leaves. Why you're sending your back to 1847, my people? Why? You mean we don't have the ability to have these things in Liberia? The car, when you purchase a car from here to take, they charge you $7,000. Whereas they could have reduced the price and encourage more Liberians to take these kinds of stuff back home to start businesses. Because this is our country, because you're going to need these things. But when people take their goods from here because they don't have the money to release it right away, it stay at the airport, Freeport before you load, they can't even afford it. I'm not going to touch that. I'll just let that go for now. But anyway, let's go on. So this is the highway they're going to be building. But what I'm going to be showing their schematic now. After that, I'm going to show you Google Earth. They from EW to how do you call it, Shuffling. Okay, from EW to Shuffling. And now it's all populated now. Highly populated, densely populated right now. So the question is, you have a highway like this. How do you put all these people that build their houses around? How do you put, because you don't expect them to every little street, something to street car and join the highway. You don't expect that. And I will show you there's a street in Philadelphia. Okay, and most of the city, they have what they call some people call it side street, but they call the real name is frontage road. Okay, and they run along parallel with the highway, but at certain time then they come out and loop out to get back on the highway, on and off ramp. But most of the people that live along that highway, after they space then though, this is not just they take number from in the air. These are calculations based on populations, based on the amount of cars will come out of that area. And it's okay, I need to space it this much. Okay? I'm not going to go into that right now. That's the design aspect I'm not ready to touch. But anyway, so then that's how you bring those people onto the highway, on and off. Okay? I will show you. But let me show you now. So let's go and watch the people's schematic, and I'll continue to show this because I think it's very interesting. But as you're watching this schematic, the drawing of this road, as you're watching it, please know this is not this road, the way they have it. There's no way they can construct it like that. So this is just something to make us feel good. But those of us that know something about this here, we know that it's not possible, yeah. But let's enjoy it. This is Robert Field Highway according to the way the people want it to be. Let's look at it. Sam Sinto, LeBron Public Radio.
D12 on the beat.
All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. They will see it. I say they will, yeah. So you forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. You forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When I can go here with eat you, and when I feed it with hurt. When I need it with you. Yes, sir. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you was born to win, yeah. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. what they do, and they can talk all the talk. They can do what they do. Hey, turn the fire the person, Holy Ghost fire the person. Turn the fire the person. All I do was win. All I do was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win. Yeah. All I do was win. All I do was win. They will see a koro with a BB eyeball. They will see a koro with a small eyeball. They will see a koro with a BB eyeball. They will see a koro with a small eyeball. Jehovah bless you, no make it curse you. Jehovah bless you, no make it curse you. Hey. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say a jumbo boy, the whole you did for me a jumbo boy. All I did was win. All I did was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win. Nobody can stop it. I say a jumbo boy. The whole you did for me a jumbo boy. All I did was win. All I did was win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win.
There you have it, folks. Sam Cinto, LeBron Pablo. Like I said, it looks real good. It looks real, but it's not possible. Because first of all, I love it when I see the kind of stuff. Oh, my goodness. First of all, from Yadaway Junction all the way to Suffering, the whole thing, if you build a 4-lane highway, you're going to have to fence it. If you don't fence it, besides putting guardrail where it's going to be needed, if you don't fence it, the trial lawyer like, bro, will miss so much money, people are going to die, of course. Somebody's going to get hurt. But then they're going to sue the government. You're going to put up that kind of thing in a major city, and you don't fence it, and you expect Liberia now to be crossing the street. The young people that when you see them walking in the middle of the street selling, the only way you're going to be able to protect the government and protect the people is to fence it. That's one thing. But I will get to those safety features later. But let me do this. Let me do this, folks. Okay, Sam Cinto, LeBron Pablo. Whoa. What happened? Something going on here. Okay, here we go. All right, hold on. Just bear with me. So I'm going to show you the populated area in Monrovia, okay? Ralphie Highway. But let me put my stuff in. I thought I had it on here, but apparently not. I miss it. All right, Sam Cinto, LeBron Pablo. Just bear with me. Okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to have my son to be helping me here, but he don't want to be part of it. He doesn't want to be part of this thing yet. But anyway, let me show you. Where is it? That's not. Oh, okay. All right. Let me show you. This is going to be from Google Earth. Okay, from Google Earth. And we'll go to Liberia together, Let me show you now. We'll go to LIBERIA together. This is Google Earth, and I don't want people to say, "Oh, how you get that thing?" Okay, now we're gonna go to LIBERIA. You see the thing moving? Okay, let's go to Montreal together. All right. All right, let's go to Montreal together, and then we'll go from here to here to the junction itself. Let me take the other junction. I ain't got time for foolishness this afternoon. But anyway, let's go to Montreal. Okay. All right. So this is Yedaway Junction. Okay. Where all the thing coming from? In the middle of my stuff, man. What kind of foolishness is this? Don't sell anything to me. Okay. Yes, Yedaway Junction. I know all of you recognize this as Yedaway Junction. There's no question asked. Now, if these people are going to put a major highway, first of all, they're going to need intersection, and those are the kind of design feature that I'm going to be touching on. You're going to need truck turning at your radius. So all of these houses, all of these, they're going to have to be gone. You can't put a major highway here and leave these houses. I believe this is a store here. I think this is a major store somewhere here, because when I was there, I saw a lot of people go here. Okay, so that's it. And here's another one. I helped pour the concrete on this in a walkway. There's a walkway that connect AB Tower right there, AB Tower to Tupman Boulevard. There's a big building on the left and a half, but they have a walkway, and I helped to pour the concrete that night. To pour the concrete of this walkway. I'm not making it. I'm serious. Okay, but anyway. Come on now, why are you running away from me like that? Okay, so let's go back here. So when you come out of here, what I want you to look at is look at the population. Okay, look at where all these people. This is a row. Anytime you see a white line, that's a row. Anytime you see the white line coming, this is a row. How do they connect to the major highway? Okay, now. What I'm suggesting, and what most likely gonna be, if anybody, because they said they designed this from Italy, so if the roadway people design it from Italy, most likely they will have a frontage road both sides. Okay, one going towards Yedaway, one going towards Monrovia, the other one going towards Robertsfield. So all of the people going to Robertsfield, you will have to decide. Okay, for example, the SDA Cooper Road here, that's a major road. This is where you're going to connect all of these people onto the major road and use SD Cooper Road and dump everybody on a highway. Okay, in that area. So you will take everybody from Yedaway Junction, that frontage road, going to go and join SD Cooper Road and dump them on the highway. Now, when you're dumping them on the highway, remember too, now on the other side you have the sport complex. Now I saw on their stuff they said they're going to do a walkway crossover, okay, pedestrian crossover. It's doable. It's in fact I just show you a crosswalk that we pulled when I was there, so you can do that. Okay, but you're not going to do it right before the highway or before where the connection comes about. Okay, so now if this thing is going to be the grade, are they planning to have a grade separation? I don't know that. But the main thing here is, how do you get all of these people in this area to get on that highway? That's going to be interesting. Let's move forward. So there's another one. Every time you see the white line crossing the highway, that's a street. So all of these people, you're going to have to put them into a specific queue. You go, as a designer, you have the ability to control. That's what roadway design is all about. To be able to influence the driver behavior. Simple, nothing else. When I get you road, I should be able to. For example, you design a highway. Who you come up with the speed limit. Now it depends on different categories and different characteristics, of course. But you design it and you putting the speed limit on there. You already trying to influence the driver behavior by providing the speed limit. Okay. All right. So that's how you do to influence the driver behavior. So I'm saying to you, from EWA Junction, you see all of the people, all of these white spots. You see these are houses, all the way here to pass McGibby border, because I can see McGibby border. You see the white line? That's McGibby border. Pass all of that, all the way to Shuffering, folks. Okay, somewhere here you will have a frontage road. All right. Now let's go to Philadelphia, the area that I'm talking about, and see how the frontage road that I'm talking about. Because most of you most likely use these frontage road from time to time and don't even recognize it and don't even know why. You just see the road, okay, well, put me on the highway, man. Yeah, but you know, when you leave from here, go straight, make a left, go under the bridge, and go along the parallel to the highway until about 5 miles. It will put you on the highway. That's why. Samson, folks, I'm just having fun. But seriously, that's why that next time when you're giving somebody direction, because usually they don't want you to get stuck in the middle of the town. Sooner or later, you're going to utilize their facility. And the facility must be able to provide way for you to get back on it and get off on it. It's simple as that. Simple as that. They don't want you to get boxed in. So let's go to Philadelphia. Samson, I'm way in Liberia now, folks. I'm getting ready to fly now. You see that? You see how Google Earth is so wonderful. It's one of the good tools you use as a designer. I can leave from here right now and go to Moscow if I wanted to. I can't go to China because of the corona. But Philadelphia said, I don't even see Philadelphia here, folks. All right, that's Virginia Beach. Okay. Somebody telling me, look at the guy. He can't even find Philadelphia. But that Liberia, but I can't look for Philadelphia. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Oh, my beautiful. This is a serious business. What Philadelphia? All right, let's do it all over. Coming from Liberia, that's New Jersey, that's New York. Yeah, Philadelphia right here. All right. So I'm in Philadelphia, okay? And let's see. I don't know my way around Philadelphia that much, so please forgive me. Okay, yes, somebody. I don't even have to go to that particular area that I want to go to, but here's one of the major highway here, okay? Yeah, one of the major highway. I think the airport is somewhere back here. Okay, oops, sorry. Okay, so you see how they come out. All of these people here. Look at this. You see the major street from here. All of these little street they come and join this. All of this, for example, you see the two major street they come and join this. What's the name of this street here? Okay, West Oregon Avenue. Okay, so that's a major one. It will take you underneath here, and then you get onto one of these side street. Eventually, they will put you back on the highway. Yeah, one of them. If you come back on here, you can get off of this and make a loop. Okay, you make a loop here to get off, and you can also make a loop here to come back up here. Okay, so that's how you transfer all of these. It's just like a water in a pipe, and if you have a big pipe, but in this is the reverse. Okay, water coming from a big pipe to small pipe to go to the houses. In this case, we're coming from these small houses, we're going back into the big pipe. But we have to find means. If you come from a small street, you go to the big street, then you go to a bigger street before you hit the big highway. Because the figure, by the time 4 or 5 small streets come together, the traffic volume becomes larger. So they make the road a little bit bigger. So by the time they get to the main highway, the traffic is unbearable. So they make it bigger. But here now, nowadays, it's difficult to do. It's difficult because sometimes the traffic can be too much. Okay? But I just want to point out to you. Now, going back to EWA Junction, going to Shuffering, do you see something like this? Look how their street is laid out. It's not bad. That's fine. The people take these things up, biking, something, 19 fine. We're catching up. But the point that I'm trying to make here is for you to make sure that when you do these things, you have a frontage road. And some frontage road can be short, Some can be real long. Okay? All right? So this is what I want to point out on here this afternoon. That in order for you to build that major highway you're talking about, you're going to have to find me how you collect all of these traffic from these communities. Because eventually Liberia not going to remain like that. Okay? If you think Liberia going to remain like that, then you're fooling yourself. Because eventually Liberia going to be just like this, where people will be able to have many cars. So if you're going to put a major highway like this here now, then you have to provide the means for those that have means to get on the highway. How do they come out? Not every little street from a driveway you got to go and put yourself on the highway. No, you're going to have to get on the smaller street. Then the smaller street take you to the little street, bigger street. Before that, then I can take you to the major highway. Because I can't just take you because your house is right by the highway, therefore your driveway must go onto the street that we have 45, 50 miles an hour vehicle moving. I can't do that. I'm going to have to put you from your house, from your driveway. I'll put you to the street that gives you 20, 25 miles an hour. Then the other street will give you at least 30, 35 miles an hour. Before I put you to the 50, 55 miles an hour and take you to 60 miles an hour. You see how I'm gradually increasing the speed? Because the highway, once you get on the highway, you step on, you're going. 60 miles, 50 miles, the people, they're not fooling around. So you can't come in there and just say you're getting in, then say from 25, then you expect to go 60. You're going to have problems. Okay? So this is how it's going to be done. Now let's go on. If you stay with me tonight, you're surely going to enjoy this program. All right? So this is what I want to show you as far as the roadway is concerned. Now let's go into the mechanism of the road itself. What this road that they're talking about, what is it going to be made up? How are they going to do it? Okay, that's what I just showed you, just a little concept of design. Okay, and they're telling us that the people that did the design, they're from Italy. Yeah, that's fine. Somebody who don't live in how do you call it? Not Tower Hill. What's the other place where Dr. Weir live? What's the name of that place again? Rehab. Somebody who don't live in rehab area, and you're telling the person to come and design the road to convey people from rehab to get back on the highway. Good luck. What I suspect will happen is this. These people are going to take this alignment and put it right back and just scoot one out of shoulder on there and call it 4-lane. Because if they're serious about bringing in serial 4-lane, it's going to be difficult to do, especially in the city. Okay, but let's move on. Let's suppose that this thing is going to be done. Now let me show you now another video that tells you fundamental of roadway design. You know, these are little stuff I want you to pay attention to. Now they will talk about taking the water from on the pavement. In Liberia, they don't even do that. They don't do that. You would think, since Liberia has 6 months of rainy season, you would think they would try to drain the underneath the pavement to drain the water out of it. And it's called UD, under drain. Okay? And under drain, it goes along the side of the pavement, along the side, underneath the shoulder. Okay? And it takes, because remember now, the pavement, you have, and I will show you here, you have a base. Sub-base or subsoil, then you have a base. It's just like and I will tell you the story later anyway. But it's just like baking or cake, whatever. You put different layers on top. That's how they do this. Okay, all right, folks. Hold on 1 minute. Samson. Okay, folks, Sam Cinto. Let me now show you the video. Like I said, on a drain, you drain all that, because remember now, when you go and lay the road, you start laying it here in this country. They do 2%. 2%. Basically, they did those things because of handicap. Okay, so 2%, and he will explain that here also. But in Liberia, they do 2.5% slope. And I don't fault them because it rains heavy in Liberia, and therefore you want the water to get away from the road as much as possible. But in the process, you have to have under drains, perfect little pipes, those kinds of stuff. You put it on there, drain the water out, and take it out, and you convey that into a ditch. Okay, but let's look at this. Let's look at this here, and then I'll come back on the other side. Sam Cinto, LeBron Public Radio. It's going to be a very interesting show here tonight. I'm going to show you the ingredients of having a good road, folks. That's my intent. That's my intent. So I know most of you are not going to go back to Liberia to construct. I'm not doing these things so you will be able to go back and do construction work. No, but I want you to have whatever little knowledge that I'm giving you here, whatever it is, whether I'm making it up not, that's fine with me. But whatever little knowledge that perhaps you think you can get out of here, so that when these people start, because they're going to construct this road, go up and come down. Dr. Ware and his people are going to construct this road. But the construction company, do they have the ability to give us what they say they're going to give us? And when most of you view these things and look at it, say, oh, but wait a minute. This person missing this, or it's supposed to be a slope here. How come it's not there? Why is not? When you start asking questions, eventually they will listen to you. The people who are doing work in Banga, it was a citizen themselves recognized that this thing is not good. It's not government inspector. It was people that live in Banga City. They kind of what we look. They kind of think that people will do, even though they were not an engineer or construction person. But if you see a faulty thing, you know it. So they recognize that. They call the superintendent when they say, "Oh, well, the mayor get out of here. Y'all go back to total time. I'm gonna fool you. I'm gonna put on my city street." They kick them out. So no, but no, very serious. No. So I tell them that when I do these things, you can see how things supposed to be done. Okay. So let's look at this video, and then I'll show you another stuff. Sam Cinto, LeBron Public Radio.
This is a short video about roadway fundamentals. One of the things we do in our state in rural areas is we use a concrete cross-section. We usually have two 12-foot lanes, two 6-foot full-depth shoulders, and you can see they're usually connected with steel at the joint. We have this thing called a 3-foot paving machine pad, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. But that's to allow the paving machine to drive along the side and have a good base to drive on. We have sub-drains to drain all the water that's underneath the cross-section, and it'll drain it out to the medians. And it's a pretty typical cross-section, and once we come back and we do the cross-section, it's paved, the machine goes off, we'll just cover this up with some granular material, and that's the cross-section in the rural areas. You can see here's a concrete paver, here's the loose concrete on the left, and it just pours your cross-section. And the cool thing too, it can break it, so what I mean by that is it can break it at 2% each direction, and do your cross-section all in one go, and that's where the machine pad is needed. So urban streets are similar, and this red line represents a cut line. So this might be you're building a new roadway, and this is the existing ground. So you might have to cut this area out and fill this area in over here to build the rest of your cross-section. Most cross-sections have two 12-foot lanes. It could be up to 4 lanes, 6 lanes, depends where you are in the city. 2% is typically used to get the water to go off to the curb and gutter on the sides. We have a planting strip, put a little green area in, partially to make it look good and partially to protect the sidewalk where pedestrians are going. In the United States, we have a maximum grade of 2% cross slope. That's for the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act. So 2% is the max. And it's a typical urban street cross section. You can see here's one near where I work. Pretty simple. 2 12-foot lanes, a little curb and gutter, sidewalks, green area. On the bigger roadways, you're going to start seeing a few things. I just wanted to show you with this slide that typically we start with 2%, then we might go to 2.5% in the next lane, and then 3%. It's to get the water to drain off a little faster and a little faster. The more pavement you have, the more you have to drain the water off. And this would be a 12-foot lane with a 2.5-foot gutter over here. Typical cross section, 2 12-foot lanes on both sides, a median, some green planting area. Things you got to think about, curb and gutter. You got to have curb and gutter. You're going to need some drains for the water, obviously. Sidewalk. You can see in some urban areas they don't have this green strip because they just don't have enough right-of-way. They don't own enough property to build this sort of thing. This is called a plan view. So when you're looking at a plan set, you're looking straight down from the sky onto your project. So this is a plan view. Typically in engineering drawings, we lay things out in a plan view. So this is a horizontal alignment. It's the alignment of the road. We're starting with station 0, going to 100, 200, 300. Some point along this curve, 132.56 feet. So that would be 132.56 feet from here. We use the horizontal alignment to lay out the stations. And from these stations, we can see the elevations. And the elevations of the roads are called the profile view. So this is a vertical alignment. And you can see the station is going to correspond to different elevations so we can lay out the road. When you have a vertical alignment, things you have to worry about is the maximum grade you're allowed and the minimum grade. You don't want a big grade, 11%, because it's hard for trucks to get up carrying a full load. And you don't want a maximum grade going downhill of 15% because it's really hard on the brakes on big trucks. Other things you got to worry about is sight distance. When you're passing someone, you want to see oncoming cars, you got to worry about how your profile is working so that you can see other cars. 3 types: intersection sight distance, stopping sight distance, and passing sight distance. So intersection sight distance, there's a car here on a major road, a car here on a major road, minor road. There's the cars, and you're pulling in from a little minor road and want to get on the freeway. Well, the other cars can see you. The car on the left can see you at a certain distance, and it's usually a triangular sort of system. That's what they're going to say they can see when they're driving along, and they can see the car. That's good. Car on the right, same sort of thing. You're going to be watching your lane and be able to see this car coming into traffic. So the last thing you want to do is put any trees in here so you block the view of these 2 cars on the major road. So you got to worry about intersection sight distances and obstacles that go in these different corners. When we design a road, we typically have straight sections, makes sense. We have curved sections, and sometimes we use spirals. Spirals are just a transition from a straight section to a curved section. In highway design, we don't use a lot of them, but if we have to, we'll use a spiral to reduce the force going around this corner. If it's a really high-speed corner, you might have a transition from a straight line to a curved line using a spiral. Typical roadway cross-section. If you're building new, your existing ground might look like this. So one of the things you want to do, you've got to be aware you're going to cut this material out, and you're going to need to fill this material in. So when they want to do a balance, a mass balance of cut and fill, they try to put the roadway somewhere that it matches this cut can fill this fill. That way you don't have to haul long distances or bring in extra material. So that's one of the things you want to look for when you build your profile.
Samson told, I'm just showing you here. These are things that they cross section that they have what they call center line, and the center line usually is where you build from. I'm going from the center line, 12 feet. The lean itself, the weight of the lean is 12 foot, 3.6 meter. Okay, it's 12 foot. Okay, so. Sometimes some area they will allow you to use 11. That's okay. Some area, but most places they will not let you go anything less than 11. No. Okay. So if we're gonna use 12 foot, okay. So one side, just the lean alone, you're talking what? 12, 12, 24. So the right side, okay, the right side, if this, that's what the minister then said. They said they're going to build this to international standard. Okay, and I'm basing all my comments based on that statement. So if you're building on the right side, on the right shoulder, anywhere from 5 to 10 foot shoulder, okay, in the inside, which is the left shoulder, anywhere from 2 to 4, they will allow you to do that. Okay, so same thing when you come in on the other side, you just switch it around. All right, so what do we have now? We have 12 foot, 12 foot, 24, and let's just say, let's in Liberia now, I mean, you know, let's give them 5 foot. Okay, 24, 5, 29. Okay, let's say they're going to go 2 on this side, so 31, 32 feet wide. Okay, now that does not include the hinge point, because after your shoulder, then you have another hinge point. And when you're doing that, you're also going to have to provide what they call clear recovery zone. Okay, what does that mean? You're driving and your phone fall on the sea and you're trying to get it. Before you look, you're off the road. But because they provide that little sliver of slope, not too steep, you're able to bend, your car will go sideways, but you're able to correct it and come back on. That's what they call clear recovery zone. Okay, those kinds of area clear of any kind of obstacle. All right. Okay, so those are things that you're going to have to provide. Okay, as a designer for your I call it customer, which is the driver. Okay, so I'm showing you, I'm just telling you that. So all of those things going to have to take into you have to take those into consideration. Now let me show you another one. This is not a schematic. That's just the drawing. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. You see in the medium there, they have a crown in the middle. It's green, so they're making it grass. But in Raul's situation, if they want to put the light pole, they can line them up right in the center right there. Okay, or they can come on the other side and line it right on the other green. Okay, all right, but they have to stay within the right of way. Now they're setting, they give you distances from your edge or shoulder to the light pole. They also tell you how far. You're not going to stick it right to the edge or shoulder. No, they give you distance. Okay, they give you distance. And when I start doing the design stuff, I'll tell you all of those things. Okay, so you do the same thing on the other side. But here's what I want you to look at. You see the brown spot over there? The base of everything else that we're going to be building the things off of. Okay, all right, so let me show you another one. Right here. Okay, similar situation, but instead of crown in the middle, it's depressed. So in other words, they have a reverse crown in the middle, if you can call it as such. Reverse crown in the middle. So, but water coming in the middle also, so you're going to have to provide drainage. When you're driving on the major highway, sometimes just look outside a little bit. I remember, I think it was one of my cousins was driving, going to one of the Grand Jita function. I think it was Boston District function from Philadelphia. And they, in the medium of the road, they have these wire. Okay, it's not guardrail, but it's wired. Okay. But the wires are so strong that when you guys left the highway, and when there was the problem was it was going to be a head-on collision, because they were crossing the medium to come with the other car coming across. That would have been dangerous. But because of the wire in the middle, he sent us the picture sometime. The wire in the middle stopped the car from crossing the medium. And that's what the guardrail and these wire will do for you. They help you. Okay? So that's that. But this one, a little bit detailed. They got right away. They tell you how the weight of each of these lines and what have you. Okay? So, but let me show you one other thing. Let me show you this one here. Okay? This one is like a slice of bread. And in the bottom of the bread, you got how do you call it? Cassava with sweet thing. Then in the middle you put another sweet thing. Then in the middle you put it. You know how you build it up, okay? But let's talk about this here. You see the first one, the very top, it says asphalt wearing coarse surface. That's a very thin one. It's not thick enough, and maybe they give you inch or so or even less, but it's a little bit poised so that when it rain, water go through it. Most of the time they call it. Most of the time here in California we don't have it planted like that, but they call it open grade. So the rock and the asphalt are not binding together, strong together. They're durable, but they have poise in it so the water can go through. So when the water go through, then you have asphalt. The asphalt intermediate layer. In most places they don't use it. Most places that's like a G. They don't use it. Okay, that's like a G. They don't use it. But the one they call asphalt based layer. Okay, it's a dense layer of asphalt which no water is supposed to go through. So the water that comes from the tap, okay, it's already taking the water from your tire. So that very tap one look like it's dry. Okay, but when the water go through the pores, that thin layer, it hit the solid one, then it slope out. When you're driving, sometimes if it's rainy, if you have the ability of the chance, just look outside. You will see the water coming from the road, and you can see it down the ditch, just shooting out there, and you're wondering how the water coming from the road is that. That's exactly how they did it. They open it up here so water go through it, but then the bottom one is solid. Water can't go through, but water have to go on the side of it based on the 2% slope. In Liberia, they have it 2.5%, so the water just shoot out completely. Okay. Then after that, then they have what they call aggregate base. That's the rocks mixed with sand and other things. The designer, the structure section going to specify the safe amount, how big the rock's supposed to be, what are the makeup of all of the rock, what are the smooth, the rough edges. They're going to specify all of that. They tell you. And in this place, they have a quarry. These rock quarries and stuff, they can produce those things. Okay? That's what. Then the bottom one is what they call subsoil. Okay? Now that we have plenty of in Liberia. Clay. You can use it for clay. Okay? That means God giving talent, sub-base. We got plenty of that. After they not doing anything again. Okay? But anyway, that's how you make these things. If they give you structure section, this is how they want you to bake this cake. All right? Now let's look at it. Once the cake ready to be put down for something to drive on. Look at this thing here. Look at this. Okay? At the very top of that, you have the surface course, they call it. So that's just the combination of what I just told you about. Okay? So you have all of these things. All right? Just for the roll. Okay, just for the road, you have surface course, you have base course, you have soft base. Okay, now most people on this side, the white one over there can be existing concrete road. So the bottom one, soft base, dirt, but compacted. Okay, so that it doesn't, no room for it to fail. Because the failure of a base give you what? Your foundation start cracking, and your roadway also will crack. Okay, so you have the soft base, you have the base course, then you have the surface course. Now, let's go back into East International Group. Do they have the ability to give us something like this? These are the same people that build the road that behind BTC there. And I'll put that up later, not today. These are the same people that build the road behind BTC. They're able to do that thing here. I don't see them with the capacity to do such thing. You're talking from EFW Road all the way to Roberts Field. Now, once the structure section is made, okay, based on the soil condition, which I don't think the soil going to change much from EW Junction all the way to Ralphie. I don't believe the soil condition going to change that much. But of course, I've never practiced engineering in Liberia before. Well, let me take that back. I did when I went home, but I didn't do soil analysis on most of the road. Okay, what I do know is that they're clay, especially when I was going to Grand G. I did some hand soil grindings, what I know how to do it, and so I know they're good. They're good. Okay, but are these people able to give us something like this? Okay, so those are the kinds of things that I'm going to be doing for us here from time to time. Every time that I come on air, the next Wednesday when I come back, I think my audio is good tonight. Next Wednesday when I come back, I will do a little bit of construction, but next Wednesday I'm going to come back and then come back with the tools that will give you the layout of these things, the math involved, survey, roadway survey, specifically how much you dig out, how much you fill in, and what instrument you use to come up with those elevations. Okay, so I'll go through all of that. And here again, let me just say on a very serious note, my purpose here is not to condemn. Far from it. I keep saying these brothers and sisters back home, they're engineers and they're very smart. There's some of them who come here and make good living as an engineer. They're very smart. But for them to even stay back home and do these things, I commend them. My problem is, as something told, I accept a position to work in Liberia. Okay? Whether it's to clean poo-poo, whether it's to kill dog, whatever it is. Once I accept it, I must do it to the best of my ability. That's what I don't see out of these brothers and sisters. I don't see them. Because you see them doing a road construction. And they have steel rods sticking out. And then what frightened me the last time? They have all these steel rods sticking out. And then they invite the president. And whenever the president goes somewhere, people running all over the place. Can you imagine? Why would they not put it? It's simple stuff that you can solve. But these brothers and sisters, they just don't. I'm not too sure whether they care or not. But if I'm involved in something like this, nobody coming on that construction site where all the steel sticking up. Because if I tell them, say, put plastic over it, it's going to be expensive. Okay. But what do we have in Liberia? We got wood, 2x4, 2x2. You take the 2x2 and put it over the steel all the way across. If anybody fall over the 2x2, the only thing they're going to do is to break their ribs. The steel not going to go through their body. Any of the children that jumping coming from school, and here's the thing, they did this thing right by schoolhouse. My people, these are kinds of stuff. Then when I look at that and look at they look at their behavior towards those kinds of, and then I'm thinking, are they capable of carrying these kinds of things out? A complex design, a complex construction as that of Ravelsfield Highway. You saw the guys right now. They slope they show you. The profile they show you. It's just like Ravelsfield Highway right now. And that's that profile they're going to have to knock some of those hills down and fill some of the valley up. Okay? Do they have the ability? Do they have the equipment to do that? And I'll show you here the other day some of the construction equipment. So those are the kinds of things when I watch, I'm a little bit concerned to say, why do they have the ability to do something like that? And the funny thing now is, I'm not too sure because I've talked to some engineers in Liberia and they have no clue. Pass this design on. Don't worry about whether you keep back or not. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Let us review the design. You want to keep it top secret? I seal my mouth. I put my hand on and I swear onto the Constitution that I will keep my mouth shut. But let's review it, all of us. Maybe nothing there. Maybe it's all okay. Then if the design is okay, what happened to the construction? Do you guys have the means? Public work yourself, Liberian people, do you guys have the means to inspect, to make sure the proper work is done according to the specification, what the minister said the last time? Do you have the people to do that? Because in order for you to do roadway inspection, you must know how to use the equipment, the survey equipment, because you're going to be checking grades. You're going to be checking super elevation. You're going to be checking profile based on the grades. What's about side distance? Vertical side distance, horizontal side distance. Are they there? Are you going to give us red bike where you give us I call it Maria Carata Highway? They said they're going to build it. They put a red bike on the same area where it was, the alignment. The same curve, what Tommy Bolon died on. That curve hasn't changed. The radius of that curve have not changed. And the dangerous thing about that now is this. The car that the Liberian people are driving today are faster than they were 30, 40 years ago. Okay? The guardrail they have on them, I measure some of them. They're not even to standard. Guardrail nowadays supposed to be at least 31 inches high. Why? Because most of the trucks they're making, they're higher. Okay? And then because of that, because of the testing they have done, ASTM testing that's been happening, they raised the guardrail to 31 inches. So those are the kinds of stuff people need to look at. It's not a matter of job. They ain't got money to pay me anyway. It's not a matter of job. It's for the future. For the future. Because some of our living friends want to go enjoy ourselves by going to my town. I'm going to town. What part of it you guys don't understand? Okay? But anyway, I just thought that I'd show you here this afternoon. Samson told LeBron Paparito. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm not too sure if he's... Mr. George, are you there? Mr. George, if you are, give me a call before I open the line up. Mr. George, that's Amos George. If you're listening, give us a call. Let me check this thing out first. Samson told LeBron Paparito, folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. I know. I can't find that thing. If I can't find it, so I'll look for it tomorrow. Wednesday I'll play the commercial. I can't find it. But anyway, Mr. George, if you're there, give me a call. Let me open the line, folks. Give me a call, and then when Mr. George call, we'll open it up for him as well. Samson told LeBron Paparito. Once again, before I open the line, let me just say this. Those of you that are with me, in as much as I want to do some politics here, because there's a lot of things that's happening. For example, some people block road, I think today or yesterday, wanting LEC, one light, because they're complaining. The light pole them flying over their community. They ain't got no light. Only a few people working for the government get light. Like they said, managing director of the port got light. They don't have no light. They say the water pipe going through their community, no water coming from, and those are kinds of stuff. But I'm not going to touch that right now. I'm not going to touch those same kind of stuff. So I'll try my best to stay away from the politics side of things for now. But that's something that I want us to understand. And I will use my boy. I have a boy here. When I start doing when they start construction. In fact, they said it's going to go for, I think, 2 or 3 seasons. The question is 2 seasons from raining to dry, or season in terms of dry season only. I've been I've tried my best to contact the minister. He has not replied. I sent him text. Nothing coming out. So there's nothing I can do. I can't fly from here to Montreal to go knock to their office. In fact, who knows, when I go there, they will beat me. I'm scared. Yeah, they beating John nowadays, man. I want the people come beat me. I beg you, I mean, block who you pull your helmet. You must say we're going down to Slipway. We're going down to Slipway. That are you pull your helmet? Because I come from America. I beg you, that family I will give you. What? You pull your helmet? That family I will give you. Hey, baby, I just joking around. No energy. Sam Sinto, okay, let me open the line, folks. Sam Sinto, give me a call here and see if you have anything. Okay, all right. Hello, Mr. Josh. How you doing? Sam Sinto, how you doing, Chief? Hold on, Mr. Josh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you. Go ahead, sir. What do you make of my presentation?
This kind of information we need, because this is the area you have the expertise. And this is what we are saying. We all want something good for Liberia. But in principle, to have the right people to do the right kind of job. This is not 2-day, 3-day business. In terms of years to come, the Liberian people will be in a position to pay for that role. So you don't want to take this contract just to anybody. By the time you put the company, the role is carrying it at one part because there was no good supervision. So now, that is the road. I think the minister said, well, on a day of the groundbreaking, said we're going to be 95 million. But now it's gone to 101 million plus. How did they arrive at that? When the minister said the project was 95 million. Later now we start seeing the project 100 million plus. Now, the question you're asking, this is the same thing we're seeing. How this contract went to this company? What was it? They put up there? I think the procurement law or something, they're supposed to put the bid out there, and different companies come and present the bid for the contract. And you go through to select the one that they think qualify. But that was done. Exactly the day of the British ceremony, the contract is international. But Mr. Minister, how the contract was awarded? The Minister of Finance did not tell the Nigerian people that is because he's part of the executive, so he looked at all the numbers, to crunch all the numbers. To tell the Nigerian people, yes, this is who will come from this area, this is the interest, this is the term of payment. We didn't see nothing like that. Now, they said the contract was ratified. By law, if the contract is ratified by the national legislature, that's supposed to be made public. Please see any things. Take for example, when the Ebola loan was ratified, it was published. All I heard, sorry, it was in the paper. But why the role agreement was not published by the national legislature? If the same was ratified by then, why was it made public? To expose the Nigerian people that this is what we are signed on behalf of you people, because that's what you were sent up here for. So when you publish it, you will tell the citizens that this is what we are signed up for. This is what the contract will look like. These are the terms of payment. This is what the project will cost. This is how it will last. All those things will be in the contract. But we did not see anything like that. But you got to send it up to church, send it up, coming up to church, oh yes, we ratify it. Okay, we are not asking that. Go along. But why people did not make it public to the citizens? If I thought you people ratify it and you work for the people, why people did not publish it? All now, the president when the voice down, the minister go out there and speaks, and they say, "Oh, come back and work with the people." So I think that is international. They do not have any track record of like doing any work. Yeah, Africa, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Nigeria, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, they are not working in every area. So how can this work that we can negotiate contract? Where is the track record? They say they have these very roads in Monrovia. But I try to do some inquiry. All the roads that people have took, it has been a dismal failure. They sold in the road. They said they had a contract. The executive marshal behind it, they said they had a contract. And they said the pipeline road. Look at that road. Then I said, so wait, now some of my friends said, in front of what school? They said they had a road. It was a failure. So what can people record of this job in Nigeria? There's no record. It's in the information is in the domain of the public. You can see it. So why would you take such an important contract? This is the gateway to Liberia. And you're talking about building a 4-lane road. Now, Mr. Paul, let me ask you, have you seen the design of this road?
No, I have not. And that's one of the things that we're hoping to get our hands on. But up to this point, we still have not been successful in getting that. So, no.
Okay. And the engineer, the designer of this plan, how anybody come up to say, okay, we are the people that did the design. And so if you have questions, why this error can cause, so we can explain to them. We are not saying nothing like that. But you people, they want us to believe that, yes, these people can do the work. So, let us be honest with the Liberian people. I say that every day. The point that Liberian people are rich, you cannot just come and slap down with anything and they will take it. Because at the end of the day, these Chinese guys will leave. They will go to China. The ministers today, what all you will get a kickback. There will be other office tomorrow. Who will fulfill the bill? If our children or grandchildren want to fulfill that bill, the minister will get a kickback. They will be lying down somewhere enjoying the money. But then we'll have to go look for other companies that can redo that rule. And to redo that will cost us more than what we're spending today or what we're about to spend today. These people go and take a picture of Google and put it on Facebook. They said, this is how the road will look like. Okay, that means you guys design of the road. So then, why can you publish the design? Put the engineer power. Who designed the road? This picture you put on Google. You put all the picture up. So this is how. This is the tool. Where will the tool be constructed? You are not showing the design of the road. At what point the tool will be constructed? You are not showing the design of the road. The property, all these properties, and long from EWA, all the way to shuttering, or not even shuttering, or Boston, Georgia, where every title has its stuff.
That's going to be another major. That's going to be another major issue because I'm not too sure if they have money to purchase any of Mr. Tyler, Ellis Tyler property because I'm sure it's going to be very expensive.
Yes, and the government will use eminent domain. When you use eminent domain, you should pay the property value. You should pay for it. Okay, but and what are they going to? Let us put complex right there, FLD stadium right there. You engineers. So if the putting fall in, look at FLD stadium, and right there, what are they going to do there?
They said they're going to have an overpass, which is pedestrian overpass. They're going to have over there, I think. It's doable, but the question then is when you do that, what happened to the parking lot?
That's why I want to ask you, because I'm looking at, you know actually I know so I'm looking at that lane for over there to add
goodness.
another 2 lane, then the sidewalk, then the parking lot. What would be? So you got to explain to all how that design will look like there. Okay? So these are questions. Let the Liberian people take a step back and look at this thing and ask a hard question. Some of us were not against this development project. We want something to do when you build. It should be standard. This is the 21st century. We are not going backward again. We are going ahead. We want to compete with other countries. So we cannot continue to do the same old thing from the 80s. 70s, we doing the same thing today. No. This is the 21st century. I saw there will be cable lines supposed to go along our roadside and stuff too. All these things.
Yeah. I mean, because if you're going to provide electricity, you're going to have lighting, and you're not going to put lighting up there based on overhead wire. You're going to have underground wire. So that it's much more involved than what the tiny sedition going around here putting up there, which I don't agree with. We're all happy, but let's look at it critically. Don't just go about and say, "Oh, this is what." Of course, the proposal is there, but the implementation part of it is what counts.
Yeah. And this is why now the government did that groundbreaking ceremony. Hitler did it. Now they just saw that we were going to sit down, so finally put our hand behind our leg, and someone not there work on, oh yeah, they will go ahead. No. Now, every Nigerian people are concerned about the road now.
Of course.
Because this project, it's not about George West, it is about the Nigerian people. This project is the people money. And when you are talking about 95 million, then 1 week time they said no, it's about 100 and some more million. Then now we got to ask, how come? Who are the engineers, the public minister, how the ministry did to come up with 95 million and last night they after 1 week they said no, it's going to 100 some million. And I can tell you, Mr. Tour, let me just ask. From what you are explaining, that project, if it is given to the right contractor, it will be money.
Well, it's possible if that project was given to a contractor like the guy from Burkina Faso, the money, if they do it with all of the safety feature on it and they do it well, it's going to be a little bit expensive. To be honest with you, it's going to be a little bit expensive to build if they do it the way they say they want it. Okay. Now, since I don't have the design, the money will be on excavation, and which is a cut and fill. That's where the bulk of the money is going to be spent. Now, as far as the material that is not made in Liberia, like the guardrail and the pipes and what have you, those are going to be expensive, but it's not going to be the bulk of the money. The bulk of the money is going to be on the roadway itself. But I don't have the drawing for me to know what the quantity will be. So without the quantity, I can't put a price on that thing. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is from the design that you have been displacing. If we want to kind of stand a rule, because that's what from the Islam moving, then Islam coming back 2 lane each. So, and with all the features that you're talking about, safety feature, all the features put in, then we must exceed. They must exceed that.
Yeah, because I'm not going to quarrel too much with the money, with the dollar amount. Even though I don't have the design, but knowing full well we're talking in Africa, and the way people tend to do business over there, the money might not even be enough. But my concern is, what are we getting in return? That is the question that I have. What are we getting in return? Are we going to get substandard products? That is the question that I have. And as long as I don't have the what you might call the design, it'll be difficult. I'll give you an example. Right now, my brother-in-law was telling me the other day that they finally built a road from Zeretown all the way to Boston. When I went home, the assistant superintendent of Grand Judea County for Development, who also happened to be my brother-in-law, told me about the project. I contacted the guy who had the design, and I explained what I want to look at and things like that, and who I am. Give him all my information. He said, "Okay, let's meet tomorrow." When I got there, he wasn't even there. I called him. He said, "Oh, I forgot you were coming." Okay, what about Monday? He started going up, and he even showed me the plan. Now they're finished building. They're finished building his head. So if I go home, that's going to be interesting to look at. I don't know. I really don't understand why do people behave like that.
Well, once a man knew that the language you speak, he speaks it. He knows that something was not right now. He can't bring it to you. And just the same thing we're saying. Yes. These people say, my man, you don't know the rule. It's a bit more expensive. But you also want to do it way. And those are the things that we are afraid of. And that is a awarded contract to somebody. Let it be open so people can see what the government is trying to do and who are the program to do this work. Each one they say they want to LIBERIA as a big material dealer. Now they are turned into construction people. There's nothing wrong with that. What are their track record? Now, I heard the deputy press secretary the other day making an argument. A very ridiculous argument he was making. He was asked, and he said that this company, the past government did business with them. So why do they people are asking about this company? It's a don't know this company. That's what I'm asking.
And this is the argument Sir Joseph made as well, and that is the way the contractor was given to this contractor. The contractor they already agreed and had a ratification on a contract for them to build roads in the city. And so when this project came about, Dr. Weir and his people decided, okay, instead of building the road in the city, which we already have it rectified, we'll just replace it with the road in Roberts Field. And so that's how they gave that contract to these people and remove the city street from there and replace it with Roberts Field Highway. Well, Roberts Field Highway is not the same as the city street. And so if you're going to do that, you must have people to look at it and make sure that these people have the capacity to build. It's not the same, but again, that's Liberia. What are we going to say?
So that is ridiculous action to take. Okay. Say you told the man to come and build this house. This house design is quite different from the other house that you want the man to build. Let me go to Bonkari that I want the man to build in CB.
Mm.
Then I said, okay, and she had to build a house, just to get go to CB and build the same plan there. That is not an argument to make. These people, and Sarah Joseph, I'm sorry, Sarah Joseph, you are saying more over here. All 5-6 contracts they are giving to these people, they have failed. Miserably, they failed to complete this contract. So, when you cannot take another contract to return that contract, the money involved is you. What are you looking at? And the design of that contract is not different from the design. So why would you say you can't even swap it? You see the kind of thing the lawmaker, the people who would like to grave. You see the kind of thing that I've ever been talking. So because the government is okay, you know what I mean? To be able to forget the contract and take the other contract that it will just tell the people that it will ratify it.
Right.
What kind of government you ever saw running like that? Where?
Okay.
You know, and let me tell you, people want to call the big country. Let's say this. They told me that it is absolutely wrong to say that because the past government there with these people, so you have to deal with them. No. If the past government there with it and you have the records, you can't deal with them. Because one of the things person we said, we were coming to teach how to do business in Liberia. So if you say that you're coming to teach how to do business in Liberia, if this country doesn't have a trouble, so why would you go back to this? If you are owning them, you can't go out. That's why you're going to pay people who've got to find out person to do that contract. That's simple. You will not stop. You should go on the work, and you take that contract and give it to another company that has a high record against such a job. Here we are. So me, I would tell the Liberian people, since I think Ajita is the chairman of public work or something. So say he's the chairman.
No, he's chairman, I think, of the executive.
Yeah. No, I think I can't agree. Chairman of executive, I can't agree.
Oh, okay.
Oh, from the house side, the Senate, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Senate.
So
side.
maybe, yeah. So since Ajita is the chairman of executive, let him get in touch with the company and the Minister of Public Works. Let it produce the blueprint of this rule. And let it show the Liberian people the contract that are ratified. Let it show and we'll be able to know where the financing of the rule coming from and the terms and conditions to pay that loan back. So we see it. But they can't go in the house and do something on the back and bring it up and just tell the Liberian people come to us because the people want rule. No. This is where we are. Liberians, some are not against person. We are for any development. But if the development in the name of the people, it must be done properly in the colors, in compliance with the law of the land. This contract must be revisited. We should go back to the drawing board and look at the place in the external. We should go back and look for people to come and build properly. Access. If that's what is the asset of the company? No asset. We don't know people bank account. They had to go to get it. They had to go pay $5,000, $6,000 the last time before to get a tax cut. So it means that the company had not even paid revenue. Right. Had not been paid because they told them, oh, so what's that? You know, whoever told them, well, they got to go get a receipt to make sure they get tax clearance. And they pay $5,000 or $6,000 to show that we've been paying taxes to the government.
Right.
This is unacceptable. We're not acceptable. And that's why I just want to tell you thank you.
Thank you.
But we're still on this subject. We're not leaving it.
I'm on this. I'm going to be on this subject matter for a very long. I mean, I'm just starting. I'll be on it.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to you and the Liberian Public Radio and to all our listeners audience.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the voice of Mr. Amos George, who is the Liberian Public Radio analyst here, who's been helping us out as well. Okay, Mr. George, thank you very much. Anyhow, folks, Samson told Liberian Public Radio, like I said, I'm going to be on this particular project for a very long time. So I'll do politics from time to time, but if you come in here and expect to hear who ate money and who did what, then I think you're at the wrong place here, because that's not what I'm going to be talking about here. I'm going to be giving you a rundown. Let me just read something here, very interesting, something here. Well, then I can call it quit for the night. I thought I just marked it a few minutes ago. Maybe it's gone now. Okay. All right, folks, I can't find it. The one what I wanted to read here is that back in 1973 and 73, 74, the same problem we had and it's still there. Nothing have changed. Anyway, folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening here. Monday afternoon, people just coming from work, people getting ready to go to work. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in to LeBron Public Radio. Once again, let me just say this here. The intent here is not to criticize. The intent here is not to bring people down. Because, like I said, I do appreciate what the brothers and sisters in Liberia are doing. The mere fact that they are there in that heat and still be able to do stuff, that's good. But if you accept the position, you have to produce. You have to produce because people are, the nation is counting on you to give them a suitable material, a suitable product that will last for some time, that they will be able to enjoy. Especially, you're talking about Ravensfield Highway, that take everybody who wants to go out of the country, specifically go abroad, to Europe and other places. They go to Ravensfield Highway. They go to Ravensfield for their means of getting out of there. So Ravensfield Highway is utilized by many, many Liberians. Okay, they have other means that maybe they go through Ghana and Ivory Coast and stuff like that. But most people go through Ravensfield Highway. So that highway is something that we all have feeling for. And we're hoping that, for me, I'm hoping that the president will be able to do the job. I will pray and continue to pray for him to be successful so that the job of building that road will be done properly. All right? So this coming Wednesday, what I'm going to do, I will continue. I'm just showing you here. I will continue to show you little here, construction here, design there, until we get to a point where then I will start bringing in the policy that are guiding the construction process. Okay, the policy that's supposed to guide. I don't have the design, so I can't talk much about design policy, but I'll talk about construction policy. What are some of the things you need to know if those things are being done? All right. So let us all continue to pray for one another. Like I said, pray for the leadership, pray for everybody in Liberia, and pray for the country as well. Samson Town told. Yeah, told time, man. But man, we're on there. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again this evening. Let's do it again this coming Wednesday. Tomorrow, Mr. Soul will be on. Hopefully, he will give us a wonderful, wonderful situation. What is happening with folks back home, including our own journalists and things like that, because people are anxious. But Mr. Soul, has most of the information, and he's the one in charge of the entity, and he's a spokesperson for that. And that's why some of us are not going to be talking about it until he give us the permission to give us the rundown to go ahead and talk about it. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again tonight for staying with us. Let's do it again Wednesday. Good night, folks.
Está de Jean.